Welcome back, my gardening friends. I'd like to thank the two people who helped me make a decision on the 12 volt water pumps to pump the water around my allotment. This one was £11 and it does a good job. It's got quite a decent width of outlet. It was just a job finding something to actually connect this onto the white waste pipe that's normally on the outside of a house to the wash basin, etc. And I ended up using the handle of a wheelbarrow. Surprising what you need and what you can use. So this fits flush onto that pipe there in the water, and it's got quite a good water flow. Even though the pump's quite strong, what I've done, I've kept this pipe as high as I could, and then it's gravity fed the rest of the way. So basically the pump's only working hard enough to get it up that high, and then we'll let nature do the rest. I've made the fittings so they all come undone at various locations. So in the middle of the screen there's a joint there and there, so I can still use the footpath, and then we have a joint there which can connect to there. Now if I want to go straight down, we just take that 45 elbow off, connect to that. Because that drum I've filled, or partly filled, I've put the elbow this way to come down to here. So I'll go and switch the pump on, and we have water. Now that's a pretty damn good flow, and it does fill the tanks up quite quickly, a little bit too quickly because sometimes I forget and I have to be a little bit more vigilant. If I want to fill up the tanks just behind on the next bed, I change it from this position to this position, and we end up having the water supply eventually coming to this one. This is halfway down the plot. Now the main reason for having this little bit of drainage pipe is because I haven't got an elbow to change, and all I've got to do is move it from one to another. I found this the best way. It's got a slight leak. Need to put a little bit of silicone in just up on this side, because when this is level it just tends to leak there, but if I just keep that down a bit, it seems to be working fine. So instead of walking up and down the plot with me two watering cans, I can just help myself from here. But as you can see, it is filling up rather quickly. So that pump, £11, call it £11. If I knew it was that good, I wouldn't have bought this one. So yes, the windmill's been fixed after the beast from the east knocked it over. Now this is running on 6 volts, just one of the small recycled solar panel batteries, and I've cut this out because this is designed as a integral feature, so it sucks water from here up through there, but obviously I'm now taking it from the pond with this other pump. Cut this out, and I've used some silicone with a cable, bit of a cable tie, recycled one that I've cut off, and now it stops it. If you've seen it there, it was all splashing there, but that's made a really good job, and it will help aerate the water for the fish, frogs and all the other creatures. So let's have a look at it. Now this one was £27. Now this one got a smaller diameter hole, but this what you don't want to do is restrict the water, but that sits nicely into there, and so it's going from that diameter down to that, but only a little bit. Now I did try using the hose lock connectors, but they're very small, and it was really putting pressure on the pump, and we wasn't getting much water flow. Now this was the whale that one of my subscribers recommended, and Simon from 50 Shades of Green also pointed me in the direction of this one. Even though I've got the filter on there, it has got an integral filter, but you don't want rubbish going through into the pump. So really pleased, thank you Simon from 50 Shades of Green. And the other subscriber, I don't think has a channel, but gave me also the whale. Did a great job around the allotment, which I'm finding. So I'm going to use it for two uses here. One for this feature for when I'm up here, just to aerate the water, and then so we have two tanks, one there and one there. No access other than through that pallet into the water itself. So I've connected the other hose on now. It's a little bit longer. I've had to bring the battery from off where the solar panel is. Now I'm pretty sure this would work better if it was connected to the actual solar panel as well, but now we're running on 12 volts. Now I didn't want to put a connector on, so I've used a piece of hose that the pipe fits snugly into and taped it up. And that ain't a bad stream of water. So chuffed to bits, and I don't mind paying what we're looking at, just under £40 for these two pumps. It'll help me greatly on the allotment. I can fill this one up, that one, and it will now reach the ponds if I haven't actually got any water in this one. That one there, I can use a few buckets out of the one that it's filling up now to put in there. So it just helps me out. Really pleased with how it's worked out. That's for you, Joyce. Wildflower and wildlife garden. A little bit different to last year, but it's very, very colourful and pleasant. So I'll leave this filling up while I just show you what's different. The fruit trees have now had most of the fruit taken off, leaving either 2, 3 or 4 on the ones that have got multiple fruits. I hope my conference pear stays on. I've only got one. All the soft fruits now coming on, and it does look very nice. A few more days and it'll be ready. Sweet peas. More nettles collected today, and we've started to fill the comfrey bin up again. That's the nettle tea, sitting there waiting to go back in the barrel towards the end of the season, and the comfrey is keeping me company in the harbour. Autumn fruiting raspberries, summer fruiting raspberries, the very, very delicious red gooseberries, guzgogs, black currants, a later variety of the red currants, an early variety of the red currants. Another week and I'll be gorged again. Sweet corn's doing well. My first ever harvest of red onions without any going to seed. beautiful. Pete's back garden, Kelsey onions. The peas are going mad and the pods are forming nicely. A little bit of respite from the black fly. We'll have a good picking for this Sunday. The sunflower, whoops, sorry, is now just under 6 foot. Successional sowing and planting of lettuce. Finding that cut and pick is working extremely well. Take the leaves off that and then I can replace it with these. I'm plucking them up out of the 3 containers like this and potting them on as soon as they're big enough. I'm leaving these to go to seed just so that some of the wildlife will like them, and these black beetles can stay on those instead of me. Looks nice as well. The comfrey is still coming through and I'll just keep taking it off. I've planted my spring onions in between in several places. This lily is just going past its best. The celery in my liquid plant food in the bucket is doing exceptionally well compared to the ones outside. They're not bad, but it does look like that's doing quite well, so I'll be putting some black cover around that and hopefully we'll be able to harvest stalks off these as they grow. My first courgettes, zucchinis, are coming on nicely and I'm going to pick them while I'm very small. These are the onions from Dan from the Allotment Diary. Pleased with this one. The strawberries are dwindling. That wet weather we had didn't do them any good whatsoever and a lot of them have gone rotten. Cut and grow lettuce on plot 1. Again, some of these do go to seed quite quickly, but the Old Faithfuls, the red and green, and that lettuce there always do really well. Again, I'd like to thank everyone who takes the time to comment. Please like. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, share, and yeah, thank you. And especially to the people who helped me find these pumps, which will help me greatly. The white plastic waste piping cost me just over £20, but that will last hopefully a lifetime when I'm unable to carry 2 watering cans. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.